Hey guys, so I just got done watching the Netflix original horror film, The Perfection. Um, Now I usually, when I do these like horror movie reviews, I try to find a movie that's on Netflix or that's predominantly on Netflix, or also I try to try to find a movie that I've heard a lot about as far as like being fucked up and really like just one messed up kind of movie, and this checked all those boxes. Um, and this is like I said, this is a movie that's on Netflix original, and like I said, I'm recording this on the 28th of October, and it's almost the 29th, about 2 minutes before midnight. And I'm like, man, why do I do this to myself every damn year? Where I just like wait till the last minute, like to do all these reviews, and I literally at the end of the month, is like one of the busiest times of year for me because I have to pretty much catch up for work because I'm about to go on vacation and this coming Friday, and I have to try to finish all these reviews before Halloween because obviously this is a Halloween themed horror reviews. So I'm like, fuck. So like I said, I'm getting them as done as quick as I can. So, but anyways, for The Perfection, this was a movie going in. I had zero idea what the fuck this movie was about. Almost, I knew like the basic plot. It was about these two cellists that some crazy shit starts happening to them. That's all I pretty much got from the trailers because the trailers were fucking vague for this movie. Like, go on Netflix and watch the trailer for this movie. It's a trailer I've seen before for this film where it's just like very vague and just shows you some weird imagery of shit going on. And you're like, what the fuck is this movie about? Like, I have no idea. But ever since it came out in May, I heard a lot about it. There was a lot of people talking about it when it came out in May, and I never got around to watching it. And so when I was picking movies to do reviews for this October, I was looking through ones and like, what have I not seen yet? And I said, and this one popped up. I'm like, oh yeah, that fucking movie. I was like, what the hell's The Perfection? Like, oh yeah, that fucking movie. I've heard a lot of crazy shit about it. I was kept like in the dark about like a lot of the crazy shit that happens, but I was like, I've heard it. It's really fucking nuts that you should really see this movie. I'm like, okay. It's like, this year's Hereditary where everybody's like kind of prone crazy over it. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of on board for it. I'm like I went in dark going into this movie, and all right, this movie's gonna be hard to review. I've really been debating since I got done watching this how to review this fucking movie because it's hard to talk about this movie without talking about spoilers because everything about this movie is almost a spoiler. It feels like. So what I'll say to do, if you have not seen this movie, I recommend it highly. I fucking love this movie. This movie was a pleasant surprise. I had so much fun watching this movie. Like, it's a fucking insane ride of a movie that, like, I had no idea where the fuck this movie was going for the majority of it. Like, and that's the fun part about it. I'll say about this movie is that the less you know about it, the better it is. Because if you can stay in the dark with this movie, when you go into this movie, it makes the experience of seeing this movie even fucking better. And so because of that, I'll say this. If you have not seen this movie, stop this video now, go watch this, and then go watch it, and then come back. I know this movie's been out since May, but I know there's people that probably have not seen this movie yet. But you go it's on Netflix, like I said. It's on Netflix. Go watch it, and then come back. If you watched it, stay and watch, because I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to try not to be as spoiler heavy as I can, but man, it's going to be hard. I love this movie. I really fucking dug the shit out of this movie. This movie was a blast to sit through. I had so much fun. Where the fuck to start with this thing? So, first I can talk about the performances. I generally like pretty much all the acting in this fucking movie. Mainly the two girls in this movie. Allison Williams, who was the white girl, the white girlfriend in Get Out. And, like, from the get-go, like, when you meet this character, you're like, something's wrong with this girl. She has the crazy... It don't help that she has, like, the crazy eyes. That girl has some, like, crazy eyes. Like, you can tell from the get-go something's wrong with her. Like, you introduced her character at the beginning of the film. The first shot of this movie is her mom is dead on her deathbed, and she's, like, barely showing any emotion. And you find out as the movie goes along, she's this well-renowned celloist who went to this school, well-renowned school, run by this guy and she had to quit being like this well-renowned cellist because her mom got sick. And so after her mom gets sick, she decides to go meet up with like the school again, and also meet up with this girl who's now the big wig in this campus, who is like the girl that replaced her, the younger girl that replaced her, as this really really talented celloist, and they start a relationship. And so while you're watching this fucking movie, you're like, the movie begins, and I'm sitting there like, okay, so is this like Black Swan? Like, because it does kind of come off like in the first 20 minutes is like it's a Black Swan-esque movie, where almost like, and also like Single White Female, where they start having a intimate relationship. There's a lesbian sex scene between them pretty early on, and they start like, you know, like because of their mutual bond that they have with each other. Because like the girl explains that Allison Williams was her biggest idol, and you're like, okay, so where's this movie going? Like, okay, like, because like everything is running through my head while watching this, because I'm like, again, I'm thinking Black Swan, because if this movie's gonna go into crazy territory, like, I guess that'd be a movie to kind of copy, and I love Black Swan, and I'm like, okay, so, and then the girl gets sick and starts puking up maggots. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that is where the movie just like, I was like, okay. And that's where you see in the movie, the trailer of the movie, that pivotal scene where she's going to chop her arm off. She does chop her arm off, spoiler alert. And that happens only like 30 minutes into the movie. It's only 30 minutes into this movie that shit happens. Maybe 40, alright, 40. And I'm like, okay, where the fuck is this movie going from here? And that's just half the fucking movie. Like, this movie, it plays with your expectations. That's what I love about this fucking movie. It plays with your expectations. You think you know where this movie's going. And I did throughout this whole thing. But then it'll just throw some fucking crazy, more crazy shit at you. Where, okay, this last half of this fucking movie turns into... what the fuck do I describe this as? It turns into, like, Whiplash, a really fucking fucked up version of Whiplash, meets Harvey Weinstein. This movie is made by Miramax, which that makes it kind of uncomfortable, because if you don't know, Miramax was founded by Harvey Weinstein, and this movie involves rape a lot, like some really horrifying things implied in this movie, and it becomes really fucking uncomfortable at times, really, really uncomfortable. But it does get satisfying towards the end. Man, it's hard. Again, it's really hard to talk about this fucking movie without spoiling it, man. Like, I don't want to spoil too much, but like, it becomes a really fucked up version of like something like Whiplash, turned into Saw at some points, turned into like, I don't know what the hell to describe this fucking last act of this movie. It's like I said, you think you know where this is going, and then like it turns into this fucking weird ass version of, like I said, closest thing I think of is Whiplash in the last half. And the last shot of this movie is even fucking crazy. Like, I'm just like, the movie ended, I just sat there for 2 minutes, I'm like, well, Jesus Christ, what the hell was that? Like, this fucking movie is crazy. It is crazy. I even like the guy who plays the guy who leads the school. As man, oh man, is he fucking one of the most seediest, disgusting guys I've ever seen. I know I've seen this guy in a movie before. He was really fucking good, especially in the last half. He was, give me the fucking creeps, man. Some of the shit in this movie, it's like, oh, fuck, in the last half. It just, it's unnerving, and like I said, it even makes it even more unnerving that it's made by Miramax. I can't be the only one who said this, but it's like, I think it was picked up by Miramax, but like I said, I know, before everybody gets on my ass, I know Harvey Weinstein has nothing to do with Miramax anymore. Definitely not now, but it hasn't probably for years now. But man, it still makes it kind of a little weird to watch it, like when you see the last act and knowing that this is produced by Miramax. God damn, I love it. I really like this movie. I want to try, like I said, this is a movie I want to try to be as vague as possible, but I kind of did get a little spoiled territory. What the fuck goes on in this movie? But I recommend this movie, man. I really do recommend this movie. Go fucking watch it. It's a trip of a movie. It's not really violent. Like, I was expecting that this movie would get really violent, but this movie has some disturbing fucking themes in this film. A lot of disturbing things do happen to characters in this film that is where it gets really fucked up. It's not really a gory heavy movie. It didn't need to be. Like, only in the last half does it really, like the last maybe 5 minutes does it kind of get a little gory, but that's about it. Like, yeah, and I recommend this movie. I hope if you haven't seen this movie, didn't watch this review first, because I probably spoiled a lot about this movie, but just fucking go watch it. Go watch it. I recommend it. What the hell else I gotta do? I got Freed from Hell off Redbox, and I'm gonna watch the last few episodes of Creep Show, and I'll have a review for that. Probably both on Halloween, so there you go, you guys special. So until then, I will talk to you guys later.